champions, it's time to get sleeveless-rious. It's like serious, but seriously seriously sleeveless. Guys, we're going sleeveless today because we're doing tier 3 of the tier list. And I know there's going to be some pain today. There'll be some pain to like, Carnifex, how'd you leave out my guilty pleasure character? He's not even in your top 3 tiers. Be like, wait, what do you mean? You had this character at gear 11. How you put them in tier 3 if you got gear 11? Well, I got some pain to explain to ya. So let's get started. Okay, so tier 3, kind of what went into making a character tier 3 as opposed to tier 2 is these are going to be like your 5th slot characters. Even if they're good 5th slot characters, they're kind of the one where it's like, man, I'm one new character that's good for this team being introduced, right? We just saw the graphic. There's going to be a new demon coming out. Is this going to be a demon with something in his kit that pushes out someone like Puncherface? We're going to find out. I don't know yet. But I know it's not going to be Kyra who gets bounced. I know it's not Venomate. I know it's not going to be Shadar until we get another leader. I know it's not going to be Santara. I can only fit one more in there. It's going to be Puncherface. It's going to be Mega Wheel, because maybe I need a tank for this thing. Or maybe it's going to be this new little slingshot, weird leggy demon dude. So you kind of run into some situations there. And you got some characters in here, they're just in here to be that 4th, 5th, sometimes slot, where we just don't have as good of characters for that race yet. And you're going to see whenever we get to the scores here in a second, some of these characters rank significantly above characters in the 2nd tier. But again, because there's more availability with their tags of characters that are better than them, they kind of end up taking backseat a little bit. So let's get into it. Who's on that list? We got Phalia, Yogi. I'm going to go into a little bit with Yogi. There's going to be a video about Yogi later. Actually, one of you guys is pushing me a video of some content, some really interesting stuff Yogi's doing. I said when he came out, I'm like, this guy has the potential to be a raid theory craft and pain in the butt, and he is. Spoiler alert. Mar, Rantha, Corcoran, Sharp, Snorri, Kelrian, Mega Wheel, Fow, Adam, Eric, Kagi, and Bori. That's right. Some of you who have been waiting to hear, oh, where's that character's name? He's got to be at least tier 3. He's got to be like, he's not though. He's not at least tier 3. There's definitely 2 significant snubs, and I think there's a future potentially for them. I just think it's not right now in any way that justifies building them over other options that you have. So anyway, again, there's going to be tears. There was going to be hate. Bring the hate. Give in to your anger. Okay. So again, we have, literally Puncherface overall ranks higher than Mortha, General Murdoch, Cruel, but the problem is he's at best the 5th most important demon we have right now. I talked about it. Shadar's leadership is so good, particularly because raid viability is so solid. And you see with Puncherface, like, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.5, 3. He's just kind of average and stuff. He had a little bit of a time in the sun where his AoE that grants a taunt to everything made it so that he was able to find a place in some teams for a while. But even the guys that tried to hold on to him was like, I can't anymore. There's still some tourneys we can throw him in, and it's fine. Raid, you can kind of throw him in on some teams. He's not a part of that team anymore. Campaign and Tower, you can access him pretty easily, and he does have a great kit. He has a really good kit, a kit that all synergizes well with himself, really good utility, solid damage. He's just he's like he's the filler guy. He's not the guy that makes a team what it is anymore. As for events, he does contribute a little bit, having Traveler, which means he gets to participate in Potency, and as well as the General Murdoch event and the crit damage runes, because that's what's for demons. So he does have some little bit there. And again, like, maybe you're using him for these challenges early on, because if you don't have Nightingale yet, circumventing those taunts is crucial to the DPS being able to pass those challenges early on. So maybe you're using him. Eric Shieldbreaker, again, ranking higher than everyone Shadar and under in tier 2, but We already have so many humans up there. Look who we got up at the top. We already got Soleus and Freezard right at the top. If you're talking to all humans, you're definitely having little baddie in there. And in any situation you don't require it, you're going to have Nightingale and you have Cruel up there for anything like arena-wise. If there's not really arena viability here, as you'll see, the highest anyone has here is a 3. We had a 5 and then some 3s and a 4 up here. 3's as high as it gets. And most of them are not 3. We've just talked about the 2 3s. Everyone else is a 2 or 1 in arena. They have some other use, but it's not arena, and they're just that 5th filler character. Those are kind of the things that bring them in. Or some very narrow uses where they're still not even incredible, but they're good. Eric Shieldbreaker, he's got a really solid kit. It's just that, again, like, it's not enough with everything else that the humans have to offer. Same with Snorri. We see again the time in the sun of, like the Revel Snorri Wombo combo, and even kind of like the Snorri Freezard Wombo combo. It's just not there. He's too squishy. He's got too much squish. His basic doesn't do enough. Accuracy doesn't matter more often than not, as annoying as those random dodges are. It's not enough to make it like better than Revel's basic or something like that. So. And again, humans struggle a little bit for the most part with their event viability. But Eric Shieldbreaker, right? That gladiator tag, though. So he's definitely a solid choice to kind of fill in for your gladiators you already have between, characters like Ember and Revel, the others are gladiators. Kelrian, I mean, if you're doing elf stuff, you don't need a tank. You're going to use Kelrian. That's kind of why Kelrian's here. He easily could have fallen off. I mean, he did get a little buff, but, and you can plug him into the raid. He sits and takes hits just as well as the next guy. Try to use him against Soleus if you can. I know before I recommend something different, but now that we have a little more all-around viabilities, people built up stuff more, I think he's best used against Soleus. Tank those hits with the magic damage passive, magic armor passive. And he's a solid filler for he has an AoE at least, which, I mean, damage is so hard to come by in the tank raid. Certainly something you could throw in there. I forgot Mar too. Yeah, he's Gladiator, right? Gladiator, Soleus. There's a lot of good things you can use him for. So if you have him, if you have his AoE maxed, he certainly can be really useful for those things. But just, again, like no arena viability, tournaments, it's like, gosh, he is so probably not the gladiator you're going to use unless it needs like 3 gladiators, and maybe you start looking at it. But solid in raid because we kind of, we all kind of build him for Soleus. Rantha also kind of fallen from grace a little bit. At first she was kind of one of the big leads, but now that people have built out Tromgar's lead, she's best saved to use in against Arachar because of the multi-hits, but she is essentially the best multi-hit option there. So definitely good for like a second team on Arachar, or like a first team if you used a team against Hard Orc. But no arena viability, basically no contribution in Campaign Tower, basically helps you get Soleus, and that's kind of it. Challenges, she can be useful early on because Battle Poo is able to operate as the defender for the team, but that's kind of where the buck stops for her. Bori, again, I'm giving a little bit of benefit of the doubt here, because I get the heebie-jeebies about all the dodge that's going to come with that team, and then the auto taunt on Sal, the reses coming from Renara is just like it doesn't make me comfortable, and Bori would definitely be a character that would end up on that team. And events, he's a gladiator, them gladiators, and he takes so long for you to get, even if you already did well in the tournament he had. It takes so long, you're going to have the challenges done. Sharp has some raid viability, nothing in arena or tourney at all. Whenever his buff was broken, he did, but not anymore. Not really. And then at Campaign Tower, pretty much going to use him for that side room. That's it. But he is a bounty hunter, and that crit chance buff is still solid for that circumstance. Especially whenever you're going to have like Kyra already getting stacked in some other ways. So you take all those attack damage, all those damage buffs from being invisible, having all the poisons out, and then you throw a crit chance buff on there. It's like, okay, well now she's going to crit on all that. So there's some uses in there. He's really not a bad bounty hunter to have in there. And again, you need elves for Ember, you're probably going to use him. Yogi. So again, there's going to be a video coming out a little bit, but basically, Yogi in the right setup with a bunch of characters that you're not really going to use for anything else right now is able to break a phase of the raid. So there's hopefully I'll have a video coming out here in the near future once one of y'all sends me that video. We'll release it and we'll break it for you guys. But he just, because of the uniqueness of his kit, he just has, okay, how did I not? He just has so much potential. One, the chance to apply slow. The stun is fine, but really we like the slow against poisoned enemies. He has the chance to stun, but it's really not going to happen that much. So again, we just care mostly about the slow. 50% chance to slow. That's the same thing as Master Duo, giving blindness, and that's the big thing, is that blindness allows 0% chance to hit once they're blind. Even if you got tons of stacks of stuff, if you're blind, don't matter. 50% of turn meters, so you can boost up stuff for your other characters who might be feeding him buffs. Wink, wink. And then he can boost his potency to be pretty crazy, so you don't need to devote as many potency runes to him. So you can free him up, for example, a speed set. Anyway, I'm dropping too many hints. I'm giving you guys too many juicy goodies before it's time. Corcoran, pretty much, like, again, Rena, turning raid, like, basically he burns and has a chance to stun. The ads he's so not who you're going to use on a hard work team. He's just not utterly devoid of value, and earlier on you're probably going to use him there. Campaign and Tower, the fact that he does have a 50% chance to stun the entire team, if you kind of if you reduce his cooldowns earlier on in an easier fight and just kind of save him for later on, we need to, like, hey, I need to get some stuns to open out this thing so I don't get messed up. That's not something devoid of value there. He helps you get Soleus, at least for most of us. Challenges, you might help him, you might use him to get a little far at some point, but you're going to replace him pretty quick with some better alternatives. Adam, oh man, yeah, we're talking about the characters that are like, oh, they're just filling it. Adam is not bad if you compare him with the right characters. If there was a way to force taunt on a character, especially giving the counter attack, that's why he's so good with Kyra. Right now, Kyra is the main person that makes Adam pretty dang viable. But because the damage decrease on basic on an AoE, even though it's a 30% chance, that's pretty solid. If everyone's hitting him over and over again, you get 3 of these off, odds are everyone is damage decreased. That's pretty significant, even if his damage isn't. But he's a defender. Why would you expect his damage to be crazy? For events, again, we're talking about synergy with Kyra, Bounty Hunter. Boy Adam, in case you didn't realize, is the only tank bounty hunter that they have. We're going to go real quick here, look in the bounty hunters. Okay, bounty hunters, you see any other tanks? See any other tanks there? You don't, because there's not any other tanks. So if you want to get through and clear one of the hardest, one of the most important, events with the ability scrolls and the damage runes, you're going to need to get Adam to level 80. That doesn't make anyone feel good. Well, it makes a couple people feel good. Y'all who got your weird things for Adam. But overall, he just has to be paired with Kyra to really be useful. And otherwise, he's very just forgettable. That's why he's got the 4 here. There aren't too many of these high things, and it's a lot of event stuff that contributes to characters that have higher scores. Now we get to Foul. I mean, just because she does have the TM reduction, like the TM team, but again, I'm lowering my priority on that because, again, the word whenever those buffs were initially put in on the bosses for the raid is that this is in the end of it. As soon as we start getting little baddies and more teams can build those TM reduction teams, we're going to see more things thrown in to kind of hamper the effects of turn meter. Kagi. Now, Kagi. Who does Kagi have the same score as? Yogi. Interesting. That's the last secret you're getting. The last one you're getting. Okay. Again, you might use him if the Pride ever became like that mega team. Campaign and Tower. If you're gonna use him for the side room events, he's what's it? I forget. See, I'm able to pull off most of these right off the top of my head. Y'all impressed, right? Okay, Dragon Slayer. It's okay. You know, he's at least got one additional tag on top of Pride. That's better than not. Challenges, there's no way. You're not using him beyond like the first 3 tiers. You're not. Or I'm disappointed in you. Mega Wheel, it basically comes down to General Murdoch and Gladiator tag. He has, even when we get, I don't even think whenever we get buff, I don't think it's even worth it probably for him to be the tank. I think you're better off going with Trongar or maybe even Little Baddie. Like, even though there's the demon synergy, even though he'll be able to get like the benefit from Kyra, he still might not even be as good of an idea. He might be, but it's just like, I just can't. You know what? Okay, fine. Just because it means I don't have to change anything, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to him. I gave it to him. You happy? You happy? Okay. He's such a pain in the butt to gear, but Gladiators are so important because they give us those scrolls and they give us those damage runes. And clearing out the end here, literally Phalia exists she actually makes the Ember event pretty easy. I'm gonna be doing a video later, but the team I had the easiest time beating Ember with was with Phalia. I was able to do it with exclusively Gear 9s. I think got it like the first time I tried. I used freaking Sengiel in there because she has the synergy with him, and her and Nightingale do a pretty good job of cleaning everybody out. Just a decent amount of damage to buff, but even whenever the elves, even again on that like Thalon team, where like we get Thalon, she has the crazy crazy leadership for all the elves. She's not even gonna make that team. She's not gonna make that team. She might have. See, I put a 3 on the raid because we know the next raid is going to be goblins, and she has that additional. She has that chance to slow on her AOE, and so, like, so I'm giving her a little bit of benefit of the doubt. There might be some room for her to have a little more viability, but again, just like the tournament shop characters, it's a long slog to get there. She's not helping challenges. You're going to be done already. Event essentially just for getting Ember, you might use her in the side room. Yeah, I didn't give too many ones out there because there's kind of an argument. But so anyway, I'm gonna cut it quick because I know you guys bored with me on the last of the tier 2 video. I kind of went through these guys a bit faster just because I think we kind of know that they're generally not as good. I spent some times on the ones that I feel like people might make some kind of argument for, but I felt like I need to spend the most time on tier 2 because I didn't want to knock anybody too hard. I wanted to explain some of these other ones. So anyways, thanks for tuning in to the Swole Show, and maybe next time whenever I reveal the red, the blood of angry men, and black, the dark of ages past. That's tier 4 and tier 5. If you know that reference, you're cool and cultured. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video whenever it comes out. I'm going to be putting it out soon, and have a good one.